Hi diddly ho, Quarantinerinos! Today is day 20 of quarantine. Don't forget to screw over your landlord today by doing a rent strike with the other tenants in your building. They can afford it. And also, this month is 420 all month, so get that green going on. Today we'll be making some bias tape binding. It's a very simple project. It's great for making the ties on the masks if you fold it the right way. It's also good for making bindings on other garments, doing trims, and it's a really good way to use up the last of fabrics that you have, small scraps that would just be donated or thrown out otherwise. This is a way to get a little bit more life out of them. On woven fabrics, it's important to go diagonal to where the weave of the fabric is because that's how you get the stretch in the bias tape. It's a little bit less important exactly which direction you go in when you're using spandex such as this one. This is left over from a dance costume I did a few years ago, and then I used whatever was left for other costumes, and this is the very last scrap of it. So you take your ruler and a rotary cutter and push right through the fabric. Hopefully it'll come off in one piece. If not, just cut away the rest of that with your scissors. If your rotary cutter is too worn out to cut anything or you don't have one to begin with, there is an alternate way to cut your bias tape. Start by taking your Taylor's chalk and drawing a line using your quilting square or a ruler. This is much easier with a quilting square than any other kind of ruler because it's exactly 2 inches wide, which is ideal for most applications of bias tape. You can make it at other widths depending on the project, but I'm not even making this with a project in mind. I'm just doing it to use up the last of the fabric. So the standard 2-inch size seems to work for most things. The next thing to do is to cut each end of this into a 45-degree angle. If you have a board like this one, it's really easy to do because you can line up your bias tape with one of the lines on the board, line up your quilting square with the diagonal, and run the rotary cutter over it. Alright, I'm going to level with you guys here. This thing is actually completely worn out. I know we started with like no production value here, but it somehow has declined in quality. So I hope this hasn't declined to the point where we owe the viewers money.
She wasn't kidding, you know. Back in March 1st, we had 7 jobs between us. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jim Steele. Now we have 0 jobs, collectively. This rent strike, it isn't a joke. It is a real thing. I mean, I myself and an unemployed actor living with... Line?
Unemployed seamstress.
Okay. Living with an unemployed seamstress during a plague, and we can't pay rent. I would say this is the plot to La Boheme, the opera, but I'm not sure how many of the younger viewers will get that reference. So this is also like the plot of Rent, the musical, which is also based off the opera La Boheme anyway. I can't even afford cigarettes, so I have to use my acting training to mime cigarettes. Use space work, as it's called, too. And I'm so out of it, I forgot to light the cigarette. Anywho, please feel free to check out our Venmo information down in the description of the video below, so that way we can improve the production quality of Fashing the Apocalypse videos going forward. Thank you.
Once again, you can use your Taylor's chalk and scissors instead of the rotary cutter. Like so. Do the same thing to every end of these pieces. If you don't have a board to line up the different diagonals with, another way to do it is to fold this so that you're creating a 90-degree angle right here. That creates a 45-degree angle here. And you can slide your scissors in there and cut it. Once you have a 45-degree angle cut that way, you can use it as a guideline for the next one. Now it's time to pin the pieces together by putting the right sides together and making sure that you match up the angles so that when it's turned right side out, it creates a continuous line. You do that by lining it up this way. There should be just a little bit of a triangle on either end. Stick the pins in this way so that you can pull them out easily when you're using the machine to put this together.